The Adventures of Bob Hatson, Casino Project, Chapter 13, The Hell's Train. Janice heard about Dispatcher taking a train from Montreal to Toronto from RCMP's agent John. John couldn't reach Bob himself, and he called Janice to tell her. Janice doesn't know about Jeremy traveling to Toronto. Nor does John, so Bob just went inside to use the public phone and called John to mention about Jeremy's trip to Toronto. John answers and tells Bob about this train ticket purchased by Dispatcher. Since then, John is en route for Toronto. Bob knows now that Dispatcher is after Jeremy and prepare another criminal activity from the Hell's Train. Bob leaves from Grand Ledge, Michigan. Dispatcher gets to Via Rail Central train station downtown Montreal with two accomplices. In the train compartment installs himself comfortably to plan another secret intricacy. This train becomes now the Dispatcher's Hell's Train. The arrival to Toronto will be at 8 o'clock a.m. Everybody can reach each other over there, including Bob, but he doesn't want to. Dispatcher knows Bob is busy with the importance of his own trip, so can he prepare to plot against Jeremy and not fear Bob? However, as far as RCMP is concerned, they will take care of Dispatcher's intrigue. Conspiracy from Dispatcher. Dispatcher calls Jeremy and tells him the delivery destination address has changed in Toronto. While John from RCMP bought a ticket from Kingston to Toronto, halfway between Montreal and Toronto, he will be on the train with Dispatcher. Bob arrives at Port Huron, border to Sarnia, Ontario, Canada. Bob presents his manifest to the custom agent. Bob's papers are under Derringer's broker's custom broker. The agent asks Bob to drive to the dock station. They have to do an inspection on his load. Bob agrees. Everything to delay the gentleman with his cargo. It smells Dispatcher's conspiracy, but Bob has plenty of time ahead. In fact, Dispatcher called the authority at the border to complain about the legality of this truck and trailer and its merchandise. Delaying Bob, Dispatcher is then able to intercept this load in Canada before its destination. During this time, John gets in the Hell's Train in Kingston. He asks for Dispatcher's compartment, showing his RCMP badge. While Bob at the border is waiting for agents inspecting his trailer, he gets in touch with federal agent by public phone asking if he can call at the border to certify the bill of lading numbers and receiving faster attestation by the custom agent. From the train, John, listening at Dispatcher's compartment door, hears the villain troublemaker giving the call to Jeremy, telling him he will have to wait 24 hours before unloading. Plot to delay Bob so he won't be in Dispatcher's way. John has a confirmation about Dispatcher's plotting to interrupt Bob's trip and intend to rob. Confirmation Bob is free to go from the customs after agreements with customs officer. 2 hours waiting, bill of lading is certified. Bob engages on 402 highway towards London, Ontario. Far be it from me to disagree and criticize Jeremy's behavior, but he's heading for a fall, observes Bob. Familiarity breeds to contempt, expresses Bob. However, Jeremy is a good friend of mine, so I will consider this is the magic carpet and see when he will open his eyes. Being an old hand by experience, I think he will come back on Earth and resume this occasional trip as a mistake. I hope him back on the right side of the road. Dispatcher's magnetism is obscuring the driver's vision in all of its senses. For some of them, it's beyond their understanding. Numerous trial balloons have been floated from the main idea, casinos organization expecting responses from transport companies, clients to go to Costa Rica when it's ready, but positive and negative answers arrived from everywhere, though. The main interest between dispatchers and casinos clients is money. In accordance with different societies' lifestyles and relative transport's intricacies, both share money gain. Casino invites alcohol, prostitution, murderers, gangsters, and so forth. Not all the people are sharing the same opinion about this project. Many mistakes come with the consent of some people from the suburbs. Casino is a great circus, but can be excitingly dangerous. In Toronto, dispatcher seeks for Jeremy's arrival with his load and want to be sure he will be at the good address so he can manage his plot. The plot thickens when series of events become more complicated by Bob's activities. Reprehensible are dispatcher's doings, and as Bob reacts over every move from him, the whole conspiracy becomes literally an emotional outburst. John did contact Jeremy to verify the address he had from dispatcher. John drives Elder's car, his partner, who was waiting for him at Toronto train station. He wants to reach Jeremy and tell him he will probably be a victim of sabotage tonight, or dynamites under his truck, or hearing rifles around him, so out of there he's gotta be. However, John invites Jeremy to leave his truck at this address so we can catch dispatcher right on the crime scene, hopes John. Jeremy accepts to do as John asks, leaving the truck at the address in Toronto and go away. He wants to help Bob to reach his destination. John puts 2 more agents to watch Jeremy's truck while he and Elder will watch activities around Bob's truck. Bob in London Truck Stop, Ontario is happy to be only at 450 miles from Montreal, seeing the light at the end of the tunnel. Having a cup of coffee on the gallery, Bob is eyeing all around, but nothing suspicious seems to appear. Bob smokes a little cigar and enjoys the early morning beauty. Changing his mind about driving to Toronto, Bob prefers to stay where he is and prepare to go to sleep right there in London Truck Stop. No troubles today will keep the doctor away, decides Bob. While Jeremy is safe, John and Elder drive to London, keeping an eye on the highway in case they see Bob. If they don't, they will stop at London Truck Stop. Michael Popp, the RCMP GPS follower, signals to John that the magical Peterbilt is in London. The trailer's GPS gives the London Truck Stop as Bob's position. John and Elder, with Jeremy arriving at London, park the car far away from Bob's trailer. They park on the car's side in front of the restaurant. They walk inside and wait. Bob is sleeping. Each alarm is activated on Bob's truck and trailer. The slightest touch and the alarm starts to sing. The sun shines late in the dusk. All we hear are trucks' wheels turning in the parking lot and air brakes depression at the filling station. Some talk on the resto's gallery where laughs are witnesses of trucks drivers' kingdom. Bob is at home here, receiving an icy rain. The road is waiting for Bob. The final step will be slippery and will need attention. Wheels will have to turn. No signs yet from the dispatcher and his troop, but a lot of traffic's turning around in the parking lot. Bob wakes up and opens truck's door to go to resto, subito presto. Jeremy from RCMP's car is very excited to see Mr. Hatson so calm, walking to the store. Under his hat, Bob's keeping an eye all around him. Vigilant in his attitude, without any unsynchronized movements, his walk satisfies John. Jeremy's scared for Bob, but John comforts Jeremy by saying that there are not his first steps in his kind of attempt against him and his work. Bob Hatson is the king of the road in these attacks. Rubbish, Bob would say. I'll treat barbaric like barbarian savages on the road. Bob is back from his mechanical inspection under a little cold, icy rain. The sun disappears and loses his light in the dark. With his flashlight, Bob satisfies his curiosity underneath his truck with a mirror at the end of his 6 feet long perch to see under his Hercules and between axles. We never know. Explosives are small and light today, but may demolish a truck in 1,000 pieces. John is impressed by Bob's professionalism. Jeremy nods. How Bob likes what he's doing for all of us, and for the community in general. A dispatcher is just another obstacle he will pass above and come out winner at the end, says John. Bob Hatson is the devil himself with a God's heart. If there's somebody to help us to capture dispatcher, that's him and no one else. Bob's the man, and for him, he's just doing his job. Tears in Jeremy's eyes listening to John describing how marvelous Bob is. Bob is ready to leave. All lights are activated on Peterbilt. He quits the clutch and gently pushes on the fuel pedal to analyze how slippery it is in the parking lot. So on the road will he be prepared. On the Central Globe, Jack Crombie and Mr. Cram are celebrating in Costa Rica. A celebration for a proposal accepted by the town of San Jose to develop the edge of the water in the Golfo de Nicoya close to Punta Arenas. Together we can do something great, said Mr. Cram. Once the proposal adopted, it means that the trick is accomplished. Magic is wonderful. Mr. Crombie, by the adopted resolution, will be within his rights to sell lots to Mr. Cram to build up the casino. This celebration gave the opportunity to Mr. Cram to present himself to the community and elaborate his project. Mr. Cram certifies that the project will be managed by a great man in the name of Mr. Dispatcher, and that he's well known. A project like this will offer more jobs than ever in the equator. Organizing a transport for vacationers between airport and casino hotel will comfort clients and certify that they will be in the central part of town, meaning more circulation for downtown's commerce. The Crumbs project is a marvel to the eyes of the businessman in Costa Rica. All cartels offer help to the project and will install their own business relative to casinos' actions. Mr. Crombie will associate himself to the project by giving from his own wallet a part of the lots sold to Cram's organization, and that he will be one of the executive members to complete this association. Ending the speech by encouraging evening's guest by relating, "This country, by its perfect weather, is the paradise to realize all our ambitions and share a family life like nowhere else in the world. This project is presented now as the biggest evolution in Equator. Is and will be." Clamor, thunderous applause. People celebrate their own future fortune. While Mr. Dispatcher is under very close surveillance, more accomplices are after Jeremy's truck. Some explosives are particularly dangerous around a site where their action will destroy the aim goal, the truck. But the same operation for objects or buildings around will cause the same massive destruction. Need qualified personnel to execute the installation of those destructive engines. Dispatcher thinks he knows what he's doing by hiring some mercenaries offering their services for cheap price. Dispatcher, relatively to his casino's contract, thinks he discovered the whole world. Bob is leaving London's truck stop. Behind his trailer, John's following every move nearby. Kate, Ron McCauley's wife, sits at home in front of the TV, enjoying her supper. Suddenly, she hears an explosion. Kate sees Jeremy's Peterbilt flying up in the air and cars around receiving fragments from the explosion. Some damaged cars and broken windshields are flying up in the air. Jeremy's truck is the explosion's masterpiece. Nobody could have done better or worse. Kate hears from news that nobody has been injured but a suspect seen by a witness. Kate is worried about Bob and swears to God she will get these bandits. She doesn't know if Bob is safe. Is he involved or close to this whole truck's demolition from Dispatcher? Bob cannot contact anybody. Poor Kate when she will see Jeremy's truck up in the air, thinks Bob. She will explode too. At least we will capture bandits by this action. Every organized palpation in this action was greatly synchronized, but nobody knew about it. From the train to Jeremy's truck, RCMP was following while Bob Hatson was traveling, attracting Dispatcher's attention. Everything was to lead Dispatcher to make mistakes by violating all the rules and playing with the time. Bob was sure Dispatcher would lose his head, the game being too hard on each operation he had to undertake. By the time Dispatcher was busy with Jeremy's truck, Bob slept. In a great shape now, Bob will drive all night. Better at night for the traffic and dangers away of the population on the road. Less traffic means more room for Bob to accelerate the speed, but in this weather Bob has to drive very carefully.